A Denver man is being considered for the highest civilian honor bestowed by Congress. A bill by Representative Joe Neguse and Senators Michael Bennet and John Hickenlooper would award Ed Dwight the Congressional Gold Medal.
Dwight is the first black astronaut candidate and oldest man to go into space. Your political reporter, Sean Boyd, has his extraordinary story.
It turns out destiny is really weird.
At 91 years old, Ed Dwight can't help but wonder at all he's achieved in life. He was 27 when he became the first black astronaut candidate. By 37, he was a successful business owner and today is a nationally renowned sculptor. He says his destiny, in many ways, was written by his mom.
She had this thing that beat into my brain that if you, anybody that had the advantage, either educationally or financially, owed it to the rest of the community.
That principle has guided him throughout his life. He says when President John F. Kennedy asked him to join the astronaut training program, he didn't want it. His mom said it wasn't about what he wanted.
This is definitely a sign of progress for the Negro in the country.
But Dwight says progress turned to prejudice and racism after Kennedy was assassinated, causing him to resign. Forced to reinvent himself, he took a job at IBM, where he says he was tapped to be the company's first black vice president.
And I said, I've been through that first black thing once, and it didn't work out that well.
He became his own boss instead as an aviation consultant, restaurateur, and real estate mogul.
We had Lear jets that were flying all over the country.
In his free time, he started sculpting.
At the end of the day, I'd get in the Mercedes and I'd drive to each one of my sites, and I'd pick up all the metal that was laying around, and I started making art.
It caught the eye of Colorado's first black lieutenant governor, who asked Dwight to do a sculpture for the state capitol.
And he told me, you owe the world something. We got to spread the word. We got to have art in almost every city in this, to remind both the black and the white community that black folks did something in this country.
Once again, Dwight was called to put the greater good first.
And so I got rid of all my companies and ended up where I am today.
An acclaimed artist who has created nearly 20,000 gallery pieces and more than 130 memorials dedicated to black history.
I'm a pretty happy guy.
6, 5.
But his life wasn't quite complete until last year when he was offered a seat on Blue Origin.
I had said that I didn't care whether I went up or not. I lied.
It was a moment he had trained for, but he wasn't prepared for what he saw.
Look at that beautiful little place down there, how organized it is, how well ordered it is.
Ed Dwight, a man acutely aware of how ugly the world can be, saw beauty. He isn't the first black astronaut, but he is the oldest to go into space and is now being considered for a Congressional Gold Medal. But he isn't holding his breath.
What we're faced with is forcing people to remember things.
Things meant to break Ed Dwight. Instead, he rose above it and lifted others with him.
People have called you space pioneer, living legend, trailblazer. What of those titles is most important to you?
I'm not a title kind of guy. I'm just a guy who wants to make this a better world. That's who I am.
Sean Boyd, covering Colorado First.
And he certainly has. Tomorrow, the fellowship community of Vicki Buckley is holding a celebration of Ed Dwight. It will take place from 2 to 4 at the Assistant League of Denver Event Center and is open to everyone. That's on East Evans Avenue.